Greetings. My name is Hector Duarte, and I will be presenting my To the Top experience. I've been fortunate enough to get such a great opportunity at a wonderful site. We're going to start off with some basic site information. To the Top is located in Fort Myers, Florida on Collegiate Point Drive. It is about 30 minutes away from FGCU, so having a car is highly recommended. The hours of operation are from 5:15 a.m. to 7 p.m., and both interns will be working at separate times. So one will be in charge of handling the early morning shifts, and then the other one will be in charge of handling the evening shifts. Usually, from my experience, I was always part of the early morning shift, so I would start around 6 or 7 a.m. and head out between 12 or 1 in the afternoon, and then the evening intern would go in around 2 or 3 and leave when the site closes. The services offered at the site are personal training, sport-specific training, and boot camp classes. Personal training and boot camp services usually deal with the general population, while the sport-specific training services deal with athletes of all ages and levels. The personal training services are the most commonly used because of the different services that they offer. The ratio of 1-to-1 and 4-to-1 between trainer and clients is ideal. A 4-on-1 service is great for those who are intimidated to work out by themselves or simply just to work out with their friends and families. Personal 1-on-1 training services cost more than the 4-on-1. Clients have the option to pay per session, or they can purchase training bundles when it's weekly, monthly, or whatever they choose. Bootcamp classes are the cheapest option, but all the services are made to be affordable to the general public. Now that you have a general idea about the facility and services, it's time to learn about the trainers you will be working with. It was so much fun working with them, as they're not only very knowledgeable, but they're also all very personable. Starting off with Matthew, he is the main supervisor who is in charge of handling the interns. He is the person who has the top left picture for reference. Matthew has a certification in personal training, but he's also a certified strength and conditioning coach. He's also a corrective exercise specialist, as he is currently studying in the physical therapy program at FGCU. He mainly works with student athletes, but also helps the older population in corrective exercise training. Matthew is great to learn from, is able to break everything down and have everything make sense to you. Next up is Joshua, who is the owner at To The Top. He's the person who is the bottom left picture, just for reference once again. Josh is a certified personal trainer and a certified strength and conditioning coach. Josh is a former football player who played 4 years in college, and his brother, who is Daniel Vogelback, has played many years in the MLB and comes in often to work out. Josh works mainly with the general population and student athletes. He's currently coaching football at Varel High School in Fort Myers, so he has some of his players come in to train. Josh always brings high energy and makes sure his clients are always pushing themselves. Last but certainly not least is Bryce, who is the last picture to the right. Bryce's resume is stacked, as he is a USAW sports performance coach, a level 1 CrossFit trainer, and he's both a certified personal trainer and strength conditioning coach. Bryce also played baseball in college for 4 years. I got to work with Bryce and his clients the most, as he works with student athletes. His expertise in Olympic lifting really taught me a lot about strength and power training. He's very knowledgeable, and all of his workouts are very well thought out, as they are all very specific to sport-related movement. He is a coach for the Varel High School baseball team, so he also brings in a lot of his players. Bryce always brings in high energy, and he's really fun to work with. This slide is a glimpse of the facility. As you can see, it has a main floor of turf that is surrounded by racks, benches, platforms, and cardio machines. All of those include psychometers, rowing machines, treadmills, 3 different racks, about 5 different benches, an Olympic lifting platform, dumbbells, yoga balls, stability balls, medicine balls, agility ladders, and a bunch of other equipment that a trainer would love to have to use. This environment made to have some of the best workouts I've ever seen, and it's also very open. To the Top's methodology is easy and consistent. They split the year up into 4 separate quarters. They reset programming every 3 months. The first month deals with an emphasis on muscular endurance, which is high repetition training. As the quarter gets closer to the end of the third month, strength and hypertrophy training have more of an emphasis. With the progress made from those 3 months, programming is updated for the next quarter. This method is mainly used for the general population. Every workout consists of a main compound movement. Examples of these are bench press, squat, deadlifting, power cleans, etc. After that, all the accessory movements have a focus on linear, lateral, and rotational exercises. On a main linear day, lateral and rotation exercises are still implemented, but don't have the main focus on them. The most effective workouts are those that use all three planes of motion. When dealing with new clients, the first session is a movement-based assessment. We want to know the strengths and weaknesses of the client to build the proper program routine. Assessment exercises used are squats, push and pull movements, rotational exercise, and gait running observations. After that initial assessment, programming is made that is very specific to the client's needs. We also like to talk to the client during that initial session to ask them what they want to work on and what they are comfortable and uncomfortable doing. The goal is not only to improve athletic performance, it's also helping our clients in gaining confidence to try new things. As we only get 1 hour per client, we always make it an emphasis to create an effective and whole workout in a 45-minute time period. We dedicate the first 15 minutes to warm up the client. Warm-ups consist of dynamic stretching and movements, along with light cardio work to raise the heart rate and get the blood going. Now I'll be talking about my experience at To The Top and all the phases I went through. The first 2 to 3 weeks of the internship are the introductory and observational phase. This phase consists of shadowing the trainers. You'll get to see how they interact with clients, and you'll also be introduced to everyone. Matthew, who is the main supervisor in charge of the interns, will give you a rundown on all the intern responsibilities. That includes daily and weekly chores that consist of cleaning equipment, replacing any items, putting equipment away, and any facility maintenance. While shadowing, the trainers will explain how they form their workouts, and you'll be taught the methodology that To The Top uses. Shadowing will also present how to cue and demonstrate exercises to clients. You'll get to understand that every client is different, so teaching methods will vary depending on the personality of the client. You'll also receive a tour of the site and how to handle all the equipment as well. The next phase is the assist and implementation phase. This consists of the next 5 to 8 weeks. Responsibilities and role at the facility are increased. This is when you'll stop being told what to do and you start taking initiative yourself. During this time, you'll be given the program to clients and have to take them through whole sessions. Cueing and demonstrating are really worked on during this phase. At times, you'll be given the responsibility of creating an ab circuit for the end of the client's workout. By the end of this phase, your knowledge of To The Top's methodology should be fully learned. This means that you'll understand how to format workouts, how to create sport-specific movements in the workouts, how to modify exercises based on limitations, and all the rep set schemes that To The Top uses. You will also know everything about the facility, which includes knowing where all the equipment is located, how to operate all the equipment, and all the safety protocols. At this point, you will be talking to clients a lot more. You'll start to create close relationships with clients as you get to know them better. Hopefully, you'll be deciding clients based on your interactions. In my experience, I was given student athletes that I got along with really well. I was also given a couple of adults based off their request that they wanted to work with me. If you make an effort to talk and have fun with clients, then you'll head in the right direction and it'll be easier to get your own clients. The final stage provides some major growth in your coaching ability, which is the implementation and design phase. This phase lasts for the remainder of the internship. At this point, you will have been at the internship for about 2.5 months, so you should feel prepared. The main point of this phase is that you will take everything you have learned and will start programming workouts with clients without any assistance or supervision. It may seem a little intimidating at first, but the supervisors will give you an idea on what the athlete needs. You will be dealing with student athletes, mostly high school and college athletes. You will have to incorporate strength and conditioning training, along with sport-specific agility and skill training. I highly recommend getting to know the movement and techniques of all sports to get an idea on how to form these workouts. At times it is super busy, so you will have to help train multiple clients at once. This phase really builds your confidence and coaching skills by leading group sessions. You'll learn how to effectively use facility space and equipment to train 4 people at once. You'll also have to keep the levels and needs of each individual person in mind. It's tricky, but not as bad as it sounds. By the end of this phase, which is the end of the internship, you should feel like you've mastered cue and demonstration skills. Your confidence in programming and coaching should also be increased. This phase really exposes you into what to expect in this field of work. I want to give you a brief summary of the boot camp classes. You won't be as involved in this, but you'll still be exposed to it. Classes are offered very early in the morning at 5 or 6 a.m. and then during the evening at 6 p.m. Boot camp has a main focus of a compound movement such as a push or pull, with lots of accessory work. There is a huge endurance and cardio element to boot camp, as we want to really push clients into working the whole body. Every class is set at a high intensity. I provided one of the most recent boot camp class workouts in this picture. The main focus was circuit training that day that incorporated a lot of cardio. The fun thing about boot camp is that it's always different, so clients will never know what to expect. The main supervisors will always lead boot camp, so you'll never have to worry about that. From my experience, they will assign you to a specific station that you will help out in. Every class begins with a warm-up and ends with a cool-down. You may be in charge of either leading those and eventually creating those. It's always fun to be a part of boot camp, but your coaching has to be A1 as there are many clients at once and can be up to 15. You have to be quick and effective to not take any work time away from the clients. You must be aware of the surroundings for safety reasons and always be ready to make modifications. As long as you always stay alert and stay creative, boot camp will be a lot of fun for you. I wanted to provide a programming example that I made for one of my student athletes. Hopefully, this gives you an idea on the methodology and how To The Top goes about training. This was the first client I was ever assigned to. His name is Jacob and he's a 12-year-old baseball player. Off the bat, no pun intended, I already got an idea on the type of movements I wanted to work on. Baseball deals with a lot of hip movement and scapular work. It's a sport that uses a lot of power and uses the anaerobic energy system as they have to sprint to each base. As part of the dynamic stretching routine, I like to loosen the hip flexors, extensors, and rotators. I also warm up the scapula and the shoulders. Part of that is for the workout, but Jacob practices and plays weekly, so I wanted to relieve any tension from previous work. After a stretching routine, I like to elevate the heart rate and get his blood pumping with a quick 250-meter run on the air treadmill. From my experience, I learned how to manage and form a workout where exercises won't affect the performance of others. With that being said, we always start workouts off with the main power and strength movement. We don't want to wait until the end to do this, as the athlete will not have their full strength levels available at the end of a workout. As you can see, I have him power clean for 5 sets of 5 reps to work on hypertrophy. I like to keep accessory light so it doesn't affect the main strength movement, which is why TRX rails are perfect as they work back muscles and stabilize the scapula. Since it's a bodyweight exercise, it isn't too demanding on his body. The same idea is used for bench press, as he increases the weight every set, leading to a drop in repetitions. The main lifts for the workout were power cleans and bench. So, in my next workout or session, I can focus on lower body strengths such as back squats. I followed bench with a lower leg plyo box jump so that his upper body isn't completely killed. Remember, he's 12 years old and we also only have 45 minutes, so we want to get as much work done as possible. The next circuit is all accessory work. This workout was a main linear workout, but I incorporated lateral rotational work as well. This circuit acts more as conditioning to build a solid foundation on his muscles. You can see, the rest of the workout is dedicated to sport-specific movement. Agility training for baseball is always a must, as they need to be quick on their feet at all times on the field. The agility ladder workout takes him through lateral and frontal movements, such as 2 feet in and out, side-to-side shuffle, and more. This works on his footwork so that he's constantly fast on his feet. I superset that with ball slams with a twist so that he can work on power in his swinging motion. The last part of the workout is working on sprint speed, laterally and forwardly. He has to shuffle to catch the balls as he is a third baseman, and then forward sprints is a must so he can run to the bases as quick as possible. After doing all of that, he's officially done with the workout. I always check in on him during the workout and offer multiple water breaks. This workout takes about 45 to 50 minutes to complete and hits all aspects of a training session. You'll have to be thoughtful of the needs of the sport and the level of the athlete. You also want to keep the work fun and creative. To the Top uses a format like this one. I showed you so that hopefully it helps in giving you an idea on what to expect. That's all I have for you for today. I really enjoyed my time at To The Top, and they really taught me so much more than I expected. They gave me the confidence I needed to take off in my field. So with that being said, good luck. I know you'll do great.